Welcome to another payments video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to implement Google Pay on Android using Kotlin and Cybersource Payment Gateway decryption method. As always, we have a demo ready. Here, this is my project after implementation. I'm going to run the app on my Samsung device, and this is what we get here. Just an app that has the Google Pay button on it, and then when I click GPay, I'm gonna get the Google Pay prompt. This is their sandbox. Hit pay, and that's it. This is gonna spit out a token, and then we're gonna send it to my Cybersource server so we can authorize the payment. If we look here at the console, we can see that our payment token has been printed out. This is what I'm gonna be sending to my backend so that we can authorize the payment using Cybersource Payment Gateway. I have a placeholder method that just says send payment to backend, and all it does is that it logs the payment data in the console. By the end of this video, we're going to replace that by an actual payment gateway authorization request and response. And here's how this is going to be implemented. So it's a pretty simple, straightforward flow. It's very similar to Apple Pay. The app will spit out the encrypted token that you just saw just now. We send that to our server, and then the server sends that to Cybersource Payment Gateway. Cybersource will decrypt that token, get the device number, and use it to authorize the payment to the networks, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, get a response, send it back to your server, and then you can display the result to your customer in the app. And now let's jump into implementation with a brand new Android Studio project. Okay, so this is our brand new Android Studio project where we're going to be implementing Google Pay. And the first thing I want to start with here is the paperwork. By the paperwork, I mean the setup part. So the nice thing about Google Pay as compared to Apple Pay is that you don't need to do anything on the Google Pay console portal for testing. You don't need to do that when you go to production. What we need to do in the Android Studio side here is the following. First, you want to select project, then app, then here there's build.gradle.kts. Here, scroll all the way down. Here, under dependencies, you want to add the dependency for Google Pay. That would be just this line. Okay, then you want to scroll up here under default configurations. And here you want to make sure this is more than 34. It's 36 in my case, so that's okay. And this one you want it to be more than 21. So minus 24, so that's just fine. Then the next step, you want to go to Android manifest. To find this, you want to go to project. You want to go to Android and click on manifests here. And this is the one. Here, you want to just add this line. Android.permission.internet. Okay, we are done with the paperwork part. That was pretty straightforward. Now we need to get to the coding part. Okay, now go to wherever your source code is, Kotlin plus Java under Android app, this one. And here you want to create another object, and then you can just call it payment utils, or let's just make that payment util. And here you want to add these imports, JSON array, JSON exception, JSON object, because what this is going to do is going to help us construct a JSON object for the checkout with Google Pay. So here you want to create a function that takes in the amount string and the currency string, and then spits out a JSON object. That's why we need this JSON object. And here you want to construct that object. You do return, try, and then catch your errors if you have them. Now here you want to construct that object. You'll do JSON object like this, type card, then this nested object with allowed auth methods, and we're gonna allow PAN only and cryptogram 3DS. Then we put MasterCard, Visa as our support networks. Do another object here, another nested object, and here you're gonna do tokenization specifications, and then here type payment gateway. And then here under parameters, we're gonna put the details of the gateway that we're using. In my case, the gateway is Cybersource, and this is my Cybersource merchant ID. Then another object here for the total price, final, because it's just a normal purchase, not an authorizing capture. Total price, which we get from here, and currency, which we also get from here. This is your merchant name, and you put that all together and you just return it. Okay, so we're done with this part. Okay, now here, you wanna import all of this, and this, and this. Feel free to pause and take a look at all of this so you can just copy it into your code. Getting a bunch of errors here, so let's sync. Now it's looking better. Here I'm getting an error because this is a typo. This should be Google Pay Sipes, and I fixed that. Now it's fine, and this also should be Google Pay Sipes theme. Let's go here and get the exact name. There you go. Back and just put it here. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now let's get rid of all of these placeholder composables, first we need this Google Pay button composable, and this will display the button for us and handle when it's clicked. Then we add this composable over here for Google Pay screen. This uses the button that we just created down here. And here, let's go ahead and clean up this main activity class because we're gonna recreate it from the scratch. You need to add this object, this constant, load payment data request code. I try to understand what is this thing. Going through the Google Pay documentation, to be honest, I have no idea. I just know that you need to send this as a request and it's like a fixed value. So just add that here. Then initialize your Google Pay payments client. This comes from this wallet package. Then this is gonna be your new onCreate. And inside you're gonna have super onCreate, initialize your payment client, and here you're gonna set up the environment to test environment, and then you can change it to production later. Enable edge to edge, and you set the content, and you place your Google Pay theme inside it. Oops, this should be Google Pay Cybes theme. Okay, now we're done with onCreate, and under onCreate, we need to implement this method, start Google Pay flow, which takes in the price, the amount of the transaction, and the currency. So let's do a method here that does the same. There you go. And inside we're gonna do the fun part. Here we need to use that payment utils object class that we created earlier to get the request payload. Payment util. This is the request JSON. We created it over here. If it's null, call it off just to be safe. Open a try catch, and inside this, construct your request, create the task, and then do this. And here's where you put your payment data request code that you initiated here. Okay, just fixed my typos. So that is that. Now right under this, you need to create another method. This is what's gonna get called when your Google Pay payment is successful and token is generated. Override on activity result, takes in the response code as an integer, result code, and the data that you get when that has the token. Here is when you handle response and you get your payment token. And here, if the token is generated all right, we print it out in the console, and then we call this method, handle payment success, and send it the token. And here's what you do if the payment's canceled, have a problem with it. Now we need to implement this, handle payment success. And here, when you handle the payment success, you get that payment data, and then you convert it to JSON, and then we work our way from payment method data all the way down to the token like this, and we just print out the token here in the console. And then lastly, this is where we call our Cybersource Payment API to authorize with Google Pay token, just like this. Let's do a placeholder for now. Now let's run this and see if our Google Pay button is working okay and generating the payment token. There it is. You hit pay. You get the Google Pay prompt, pay. And in the console, we should see the token printed out. And this is our payment token right here. This is what's gonna get sent to Cybersource now. Okay, now we're at the last part of this video, which is doing the API request, which is this one. So from the client side, I need to spit out the base64 encrypted data, and you should get a response that looks like this, just like a authorization request. Okay, so now what we need to do is that we need to implement this in a server endpoint, like we always do. I'm gonna implement the Node.js over here. First step will be to open a try-catch statement like this. Initialize your keys, your secret key, your merchant ID. Of course, don't hard-code it. Use a proper secret manager or environment variables. Then you need to get these things from the client side. You need to get the amount, currency, and token. Then you need to use Cybersource Auth library, this one, to create your request headers easily. Make sure you have that installed. You need to generate a random reference number for your request. This is how I do mine. This is your request path. And then you just need your request data. So you can grab that from Postman, go to Postman, go to body here. Here you can just select Node.js Axios, and you should get a nice sample here. You can just copy, put that here, and then just change the things that have been hard-coded like this. This will be your token. This you can get from your server, or I'm just hard-coding it for the demo. This is your request amount, currency, random reference ID here. Let's move this up here. I'll call this request data. And now we can put together the request headers. You'll do it like this. Create headers, and you put everything in here. And then you just send the request like this. And then when the request is successful, you just respond back to your client side with success. So this will be actually a response. Status. I'll just send back the response from Cybersource. That's it. Let's go ahead and test this. Just grab this, slap it here, and let's send the request and see if it works. It's working. Now I'm gonna go ahead and deploy this to production and then use it in my server. Use it in my client side in the app. In the meantime, I'll implement this in my Android app. Here and send to backend, I'll drop the base 64 token and the amount and the currency. And here, I'm gonna call the API request. To make the API request, we need to go back to build.gradle.kts. Where is it? Here, this one. And add dependency for OKHTTP. We're gonna need to use that to call the API. And then we need to sync. I need to import this, except this I already imported. I need to import OKHTTP and java.io.io exception, this one. Then I go back to send to backend function. Where is it? Here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drop in my API called code. Sending my base 64 token, my amount, my currency, and this is placeholder URL. I replace it with my actual API endpoint, which is here. I need to import the extensions for these. And for the alert, I'm gonna drop in this little helper over here. So this is the alert. And now what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna send the request, listen for the response, and then if it fails, if it's not status 200, then I'm gonna show this alert, payment failed. If it's successful, then I'm gonna show payment approved alert. If it's failed, then I'm gonna show the server response here. And that's it. Now let's go ahead and test this and run it and show you what the result will look like. Hit Google Pay, confirm the payment, and payment sent to the server, and we get approved because the payment is successful. And that's it. So this is how you implement Google Pay on Cybersource Payment Gateway. A video that is long due on this channel, to be honest. So if you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll link everything in the description box below. Subscribe for more videos like this. And if you want to get the full source code that we used in this video and support the channel, you can check the Patreon link in the description box below. You can support the channel, get the source code in exchange. And that's all for today. See you next video.